Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents On Location. We are at Bay Street for the opening night of Cagney. Now, Cagney opened at the York Theater in 2015, then moved to the West Side Arts Theater in 2016. It was going to move to Broadway, but COVID hit, and then it was going to be made into a movie. And now it's here, waiting to come to Broadway via the Bay Street Theater. Join us for opening night. We are with one of my favorite human beings, Stuart F. Lane, who's written several books on theater, is a member on the Bay Street Board, and is co-owner of the Palace Theater that now houses the Lost Boys. But Stuart, you have a book coming out, don't you?
I have another book coming out called Let's Put on a Show, an extensive book on how to produce for the theater. So whether you're doing it off-Broadway, if you're doing for charity, if you're raising money in high schools or putting together productions, gives you a step-by-step way of putting on a show and getting the community involved with it.
I love that. That's not only is it a helpful book, but it's a book that will keep on our history.
Oh, and I've added some certain personal anecdotes to personal experiences to help anyone producing a show to get through it.
When does this book come out?
It should be out in the fall.
Oh, so we won't see it at Author's Night?
No, as a matter of fact, I will be at Author's Night signing copies of the book.
Oh, good. What Cagney played first at the York Theater and then at the West Side Arts Theater. Had you seen both of those versions?
I saw one of the versions that had been done, and he's incredible. Robert just does an amazing job with it, and really creates, he really captures the talent of James Cagney and that whole era of George M. Cohan and what made movies back then.
Now I have to ask this question because you're a master theater historian. Cagney, when I say that, what anecdotes, what stories do you have?
Well, I saw clips of Cagney growing up on the Lower East Side, so he actually spoke Yiddish, which they showed a few clips of. And of course, his last performance was in Ragtime, the movie, where he played the chief of police. But if you get to see some of his movies like White Heat and stuff, it's just amazing energy and talent that guy had. And we're talking from gangster to song and dance man. Incredible.
If you had to pick a Cagney song that stays in your heart, what would it be?
Give my regards to Broadway.
Stuart F. Lane, I love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
I'm so excited because Bonnie Comley, Stuart's wife, has decided to join us. I forgot to say that the two of them run Broadway HD, but Bonnie's father has a book coming out. We're going to talk about that.
Well, my parents started an elevator company after my dad got out of the Navy, and so his book is called The Ups and Downs of Running a Small Business. So it's his experience and a memoir about running a family business, and he's been doing it for over 70 years. So it's sort of inspirational about how do you live to be 95 years old. And he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he never did drugs, he works out still at 95. So it's very inspirational, and I think that the business principle lessons that he talks about in there are sort of for anybody that either wants to start a small business, that is already running a small business, or is thinking about it and trying to decide if it really is for them. Because most small businesses, like the one that he and my mom ran, where it has to be a family affair. Everybody has to buy into that concept of we're in this together. And we all the four kids worked in the business. My sister's still there running the business with her husband, and my brother's son works there now as well. So it's really kind of cool. So it's The Ups and Downs of Running a Small Business by James F. Comley.
And it's interesting that you bring this up because you two started Broadway HD, and that's another family business.
Definitely. The two of us started this over 12 years ago with a concept of capturing live theater in its entirety in a professional way, and then setting up a subscription base just like Netflix, but just strictly live entertainment. And certainly thinking ahead as the world has gotten more digitally oriented, live entertainment is more important now than ever to keep our sense of humanity and in touch with ourselves and our emotions. So Broadway HD, very proud of it, and we've done a great job.
No, you've done an amazing job, and you were on the cutting edge before it ever happened, which means that you're thinking ahead of theater and its audiences and what's next.
Well, it was always about making theater accessible to people outside of the four walls of the theater. So for people who can't get to a theater, or for people that missed a certain show, that they can have a chance to actually view it. So it's like expanding the horizons for theater and making it accessible. So it was always about that, and we're going into our 11th year now.
I used to go to Lincoln Center Library because if you were a student or you were an actor and doing a show, you could see the shows. I went to every single day. It was like my entertainment.
You know, in all humility, that was really nice of the Lincoln Center doing that because it was preserving it. What Broadway HD does is do it on a multiple camera level, on a professional level.
Exactly.
So we really get a sense of I mean, you get the best seat in the house. We're talking orchestra, balcony, sides. We use multiple cameras when we shoot it. We make sure we get point of view shots as well and pickup shots. Very different kind of theater going experience, but celebrating the live theater spirit.
No, I'm thrilled that you did this because I grew up on theater on film, the like Rhinoceroses and Lost in the Stars. But there wasn't a Broadway HD when I was younger, so I would have been like hooked. And
well, I think that PBS and the BBC in the UK were. They actually came up with Broadway HD, we didn't come up with the concept of bringing cameras into live performances and shooting them. It was really something that we looked at and said, how is there a way to expand on that? So I think the legacy that Broadway HD will leave behind is that we are going to be the place that we aggregate all this similar content into one place. So that's really all we have is stage-to-screen productions.
I remember seeing Tell Me on a Sunday on PBS, and if I had not seen that, I wouldn't have known how Song and Dance came about. And some of the songs that were cut out, I was like, I wouldn't have never known. So I'm super glad that you're doing this because I think people, no matter where you are, should have access.
Well, the interest in Broadway and the theater has grown exponentially in the last 40 years, and as the audience has grown, even though there are still only 41 theaters in Times Square in the Broadway district, we've been able to expand Broadway to the world on a global basis because that's where the audiences wants to see now. That live entertainment that only we can do in New York and in America is the Broadway musical. You know, there are two indigenous art forms that were created here in America. One was jazz,
Love.
And the other was musical theater.
Love.
And no one does it as well as the Americans.
Well, I'm so glad that I know you and that you do what you do because you inspire me every day.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So-
Thank you. There's a wonderful producer on Broadway. He also writes. He does multiple things. We're with Doug Denoff.
Hello. Happy opening
Thank
to Bay
you.
Street Theater.
When did you first see Cagney?
I saw it, it's been maybe 10, 15 years when Ricky Larimer first developed it as a musical. I love Bobby Creighton. He's a super talented guy. And I've seen it pretty much every production since it started, and it's really great that it's here now.
So you saw it at the York and you saw it at the West Side
I
Arts?
saw it at the York. I saw it at the West Side Arts several times. It's wonderful.
What are you working on right now?
Well, I just had a show on Broadway called Celebrity Autobiography, which was a crazy, wonderful thing that has been around for 18 years and never had a proper Broadway run, so we brought it to the Schubert Theater. And now we're going to take it to an off-Broadway theater and park it like Blue Man Group, so it's always there.
Oh,
we're going to take it to LA, we're going to take it to London, and having a great time. And I'm doing a play in London called Interview, a
I've
two-hander.
heard good things about this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful. We did it in the fall at Riverside Studios in Hammersmith, and now we're waiting for a West End theater with Robert Sean Leonard and Peyton Hughes, and it's sort of a
nice.
brilliant tour de force about a young woman who's an influencer who wants to legitimize her image. So we're moving it to the West End, and I love producing in London. And you get ice cream at the interval, which is very nice.
Ooh, I like that. What kind?
Well, I like the ginger,
Ooh.
kind of puckery.
No, that sounds good.
It's really good.
I thought you'd be saying chocolate, and I was like, yeah,
No.
I'm not a big chocolate person.
Ginger ice cream is really a good thing.
Ooh, that sounds like a great thing.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see what you're doing next.
I can't wait to show you. You'll have to come.
I will. Thank
Happy
you for being-
opening.
Happy opening. We're talking the reason that Cagney exists and the champion of shows, Ricky Kane Larimer. Did I say it right this time?
You did, Suzanne.
Oh, thank God.
So nice to see you. Thank you so much. I just am so excited about tonight, the opening of Cagney. You know, we had a wonderful run at the West Side Theater, probably
2016.
about 10 years ago. More than 10, 11 years ago. And it's a wonderful show then, but even now, it's deeper and it's enhanced and it's richer and it's been beautifully it's deeper was what I want to try to say. You're going to love this show.
can't wait.
I've been going to the previews, for 3 nights in a row, and it just is. I'm so thrilled about it. Half the music is original, and half is George M. Cohan, which includes Yankee Doodle Dandy, Grand Old Flag, Give My Regards to Broadway, and of course, Jimmy Cagney was a wonderful icon. He was a tremendous talent, but there was a lot of friction there between he and Jack Warner, because Jack Warner always wanted him to be a tough guy, and he wanted to be a song and dance man. So there was a love-hate relationship because they needed each other, but they were not the best of friends, that's for sure. But everything in this show is authentic. Everything about his personality, everything in the story. And he married this woman that he met when he was a very young man. And they stayed together for 60 years. He was
Love
a really, really good person. And he stuck up for the little guy. And he was the actual founder of SAG. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I mean, I learned that recently. And that's because he was always interested in protecting the rights of actors because they were always taken advantage of.
Oh, in those day and age, massively.
In that day and age, they were taken advantage of. So, and his father died when he was young, and he's got to go out and support the family. And he was from New York, and I've always loved. My father was a big fan of Jimmy Cagney, and I think that's part of why I was attracted to this concept. And Bobby Creighton, who is the star. Bobby Creighton, when he was in acting school many years ago, his teacher said to him, she said, you really remind me of Jimmy Cagney, and you'll be amazed at how much he looks like him. And so we're thrilled about Bobby, and just because Melissa Manchester was she was the mother in Funny Girl on the Road, and my associate Kate Edelman Johnson sees her in Funny Girl and said, oh my God, she'd be perfect for the mother in Cagney, and we were able to get connected to her. And I'm looking at her manager right now, Susan Holden, and so her calendar happened to just be right at the time. And she looked at the material and she said, yeah, Jimmy Cagney was somebody who I respected, and he was an icon, and absolutely I would love to. I mean, she didn't say yes right away, but we got her to do it, and she's just been delightful. Not only is she a wonderful singer, but she's really a good actor.
Oh, very good.
So she has.
I think in order to be a good singer, you have to be a good actor.
Maybe, but she's wonderful, and we have Will Pomerantz over there with the straw hat, who's our director, a wonderful director. He's directed several. He's directed several.
Do you want to come sit and join us?
Yeah, please do. He's directed several projects at Bay Street, and they were all successful, including Evita and Ragtime.
Oh,
and
brilliant production.
He's got his own style. And of course, we have a small stage. It's just more like a platform. It's just wonderful.
I actually like this stage. Have you used the aisles like other shows you've done?
We use the aisles. We use the front of the stage. There's a space in front of the stage, so we try to use as much of the theater as possible. But I'm a big fan of this production and the design of it. It's very intimate and it's very theatrical. So and it's a fantastic cast. They're just a dream to work with, and audiences love them, and rightfully so.
If you had to pick a moment in the show that inspires you the most, what moment would that be?
That's a tough question. There's so much, and there's such a lot of great stuff in the show. There is a moment when they are dancing together in such perfect synchronicity, and it sort of lifts the audiences out of their seats. Everybody just spontaneously responds. It's wonderful. But I also love how Cagney stands up in front of the Congress and defends his right to free speech. I find that very moving as well.
Ricky, before you leave, because I know that you need to go see other people,
Right.
I can see it.
I want to introduce you to
Oh.
Kate Edelman Johnson.
Oh, this
our
is the woman that has helped you all this time.
executive producer.
Hello.
And
Hi,
you
how
can
are you?
tell her all about your relationship.
Relationship was with my father, who did 10 of his films, produced or wrote and produced, including White Heat. And so I'm told he sat with my father while I was being born.
Were you who was working with Ricky when they were thinking of making this into a film?
I think we talked once before.
Yes, we did.
So this is so fabulous for me. And there's a wonderful picture of my dad in there with him, and I got all the stuff for the lobby and the dance numbers, and
I love that we actually did our opening right in front of that because I thought it was so fabulous.
yes, well, the dance from Seven Little Toys is so...
That's my favorite Cagney movie.
Well, no, I think my favorite's the dance down the steps at the White House.
No, mine is actually the Seven Little Boys, really.
It's just wonderful. So this is a dream come true.
Where do you hope that this goes next?
I would like to see this on the road. Now, Ricky would like to see it on Broadway, I know, but I think that the people who remember him would go to regional theater to see this.
I think this is a year where America 250 and Cagney go together. It's kind of like ice cream and cake.
I think so, and I think more people should see it and be exposed to true patriotism. There's a line in the show that says it's not about arguing about what you believe in or whatever, it's about loving this country.
Amen.
And that's what he did. And that's what Jimmy Cagney stood for the little guy. And the last time I saw him, it was at the Carlisle Hotel, and he was so sweet to me. And within 6 weeks, he was gone. So I will never forget that I was lucky enough.
For being with us. I'm so excited because we have Joy Behar, who's got a new show coming to Bay Street, and we're going to get to hear about it now.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, tell us about your show.
Well, it's called Bonkers in the Boroughs. It's a very New York show. Every show, every play, they're very short plays, 5 of them, and each one takes place in a different borough, and they're mostly New Yorkers, Jewish, Italian, Irish, like that.
What, is it the same kind of comedy that you did in My First Ex-Husband?
Well, no, that was monologues. Those are funny. Those are monologues.
They were great.
Thank you. They did really well in London also. We just came back. But these plays are actual interactions. It's not monologues.
So how many people are in the cast?
Well, I think it's sort of a repertory.
Okay.
So there are about 6 or 7 of us. I'll be in it too.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna have to start learning my lines, and we'll be doing different parts.
What made you write this?
I became a playwright in my old age. You know, I always do something new.
What would you like
Especially after I get fired, usually from a job, and then I try something else. Like last time I got fired from The View, I did a one-person show called Me, My Mouth, and I at the Cherry Lane Theater. I haven't gotten fired, though, for this one. I don't know what I'm doing something wrong.
Or maybe you're doing something right because now you're doing both.
Yeah, I know.
What would you like to write that you haven't written?
Oh, my God. Just more plays. I really like plays. You know why I like them? Because it's a community project. You're there for the writing. I love that part. Then you're there for the rewriting. Then you're there for the casting. And then you're there for the producing. And then the production. And everybody's involved. It's like, I like that part about it.
In a strange way, your new show reminds me of Plaza Suite.
Well, any play that... Excuse me. No, the gum keeps me awake. Any show that has, I guess, different parts to it like that, except that those all take place in the same place. This is a little bit different. Like one of them takes place in a TV studio.
Was that based on your life?
Yes, when I was a receptionist at Good Morning America. Hi.
I see that you see a lot of people, so I'm going to let you go. We are with Scott Schwartz, who's the artistic director of Bay Street and has brought new life and new vision to this wonderful theater.
Well, thank you so much. We're having a great summer this summer.
Cagney, what would you like audiences to know about it?
Well, this is a show that's about one of the greats of Hollywood, and he's sort of not remembered so much anymore, but he was really one of the biggest stars there was in Hollywood, and it tells his whole story from being a son of immigrants on the Lower East Side in New York to becoming this massive movie star, but also the challenges associated with that. And the show is both an in-depth look at his life. It's very patriotic because he sang Yankee Doodle Dandy originally in the movie, and there's a lot of celebration of America and the American spirit, and there's great dancing because in addition to being known as this famous tough guy, he was also a famous tap dancer. He was a phenomenal dancer, and Bob Hope is a character in the show. There's all these amazing figures.
In doing Cagney, you've brought American history and patriotism, where I see this year as though we should be celebrating it. It's kind of taking a background of Taylor Swift and other things. And I love the fact that you brought this.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, we really wanted to do a show that was patriotic without being political. It celebrates the American spirit. It celebrates what's great about America. It celebrates an American art form, which is tap dancing. And I thought for our 250th anniversary of our nation, it was great to do something that celebrated what America is and can be.
What show haven't you done at Bay Street that you're dying to do?
Oh my gosh, there are so many shows we haven't done at Bay Street that I'm dying to do. Well, one that I've been thinking about and sort of hopeful about is someday I'd like to do a carousel here. I think that would be really remarkable. But there are many shows I would still have in store for us here.
Well, you know what show I want to see?
Which one?
Magic Show.
Well, Magic Show would be great. I'm not sure. That takes a lot of technical things that we may not be able to do.
But Neil Patrick Harris is perfect for this.
He is perfect for it. All right. You got it.
We'll
do solid silver platform shoes, West End Avenue. You got it.
Please, because they are my favorite songs. They are iconic.
They are.
And I love them.
They are really good songs. Well, maybe someday.
If you had to pick a favorite song of your dad's, which one would be your favorite and why?
Oh my God, I that's like picking my favorite sibling. I can't possibly.
Yes, I expect you to do that.
I cannot pick my favorite sibling. There's so many songs of his. I mean, one that pops into mind right now is Lost in the Wilderness from Children of Eden. That's a big favorite. Of course, Fathers and Sons from Working, which I used to sing when I was young amateur cabarets. So, maybe someday I'll do that. Here.
Wait, why don't you have a cabaret show here where you sing?
No, I couldn't do that.
I am very thrilled to interview the next person because she's my videographer and one of my best friend, Magda Katz's daughter. And she has co-created this amazing new magazine, Hampton Social, that is so well done. Erica, the quality, the layout, please tell me how you came up with all of this.
So Elizabeth Sindel Wells, she started the magazine. She actually started as an Instagram account a few years back, and she did 1 year by herself, and then she said, do you want to help me with it? And I said, sure. I'd never done a magazine before, and then we started to work together, and we have this incredible creative synergy, and so she brought me on as her executive editor, and it's very interesting. Sometimes she'll have an idea, and I don't see it, then she shows it to me and I see it, and I'll have an idea and she doesn't see it, and then we come together and we create something I think that's pretty magical. And we also have very similar taste, the same aesthetic, and I think that really helps. So we work really well together, and this is our July issue. This is the first year we're doing 2 issues, and so we have Claudia Schiffer on the cover, photographed by Ellen von Unworth.
The photographs are glorious.
Thank you. I love fashion photography, so we try in every issue to showcase really incredible fashion photographers. Last year we had Santa Dorazio, and this year Ellen von Unworth, so it's very exciting.
Yours looks so professional and so perfect. I'm in love with it.
Well, thank you so much. You know, it's a boutique magazine, so we do our best to do what we love and what we find interesting, and so that's great. It's so great to be here. I'm going to put this back for
Okay.
you. I know you have more people to interview.
No,
Nice to see you.
I'm just so thrilled with what you've done. The quality. This is a magazine I would want on my table.
Good. Coffee table book.
Exactly.
So nice to see you.
Erica, thank you.
Thank you.